Well, welcome back to our pastry shop. In this video, I'm working on my collector, Deanna, the star of this painting. This is the Tarte Tropezienne, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this is the reason she wanted me to paint this painting. When she was in Saint-Tropez, she had a slice of this tart. It's a custard filling, and she said it was absolutely incredible. It was to die for. So she asked me to paint this for her. The bakery case, she snapped a picture. She kind of got in between a couple of people and took a quick picture, and she sent it to me and asked me, "Can you paint this for me? I love this. I love this tart, and I would just want to put this in my kitchen." So I'm working on that. This is a tart that is filled with custard, and she said she's found some recipes online and stuff, but nothing really came close to the one that she had in Saint-Tropez. And she said one of the things is the tart that she had was just filled with custard. It was just running out the sides. It was just so delicious. So I am making her a tart that is super full of custard, and she can just imagine this will bring her just memories of being there in Saint-Tropez and eating that tart. We have another one back here behind this one. And in the pastry case, and let me show you a picture of that. The tart that she liked is the Tarte Tropezienne is in the left side of that pastry case. And she just absolutely loved it, and that's what I'm painting. And I don't know what the bread, the tart part of it is, but I know it had just an incredible custard filling that she said was absolutely delicious. So I'm going to quick get this one back in the background done. And in the meantime, if you hear what sounds like I am in a dental office, I'm having some work done on my chimney and the eaves of my house where my studio is, and so if you hear that sawing and drilling, that's what that is. But this tart here in the back, I'm do it first. And there's just all kinds of different pastries in this case. And the filling back here. I'm making this darker and cooler. So this is a mixture of white plus a little bit of cadmium, yellow medium, plus some mud. And like I say, this one's in shadow, so it's going to be pretty dark. And I'm working around. There's some tarts with strawberries on them next to these, so just get that in there. And then the filling comes, it's very thick, and then the tart, bottom part of the tart is down in between these. You can just see a little bit of it in between the strawberries. So get that one in. Then this part that is half of a tart that's been sliced in half, it's sitting on top of a full one. So, and I'm going to have a little pastry paper in between the two. And my mixture for my bread part of the tart is mud, which is 2 parts of ultramarine blue and 1 part of alizarin crimson. And I've mixed some cadmium orange into that and some cadmium red light. And the inner portion is just like when you slice bread. The inner portion is lighter than the outside crust. Now again, this one down here is not sliced, so that edge of the crust is dark where it comes over. part in here between our strawberries. Those strawberries, when I drew in my initial sketch with my mud mixture, and I used my mud plus liquid, makes a thin oil wash, and I draw in my initial sketch. My strawberries I washed in with alizarin crimson plus liquid. And that gives me a nice red there that I can work around. And like you can see where I've kind of painted over that, since that sketch is dry, I can come back and lift that color off with a clean brush. I just kind of swish my brush around in the thinner and wipe it out with my tissue paper, and then I can just erase that color off of there. So let's go ahead and fill this one with custard. And this is a mixture of mud plus white plus a little bit of my cadmium yellow medium. It's more purple because this one's down below, it's kind of in the shadow. Then this mixture has a little ultramarine blue in there too. And again, that blue just makes it fall back in there. So these are in shadow. Makes a little bit darker here, a little bit darker where it comes around. And then right here, I'm going to make this a little bit lighter. And I'm going to even add some of, now this is a mixture of my white plus a little bit of cadmium yellow medium and just a tiny touch of mud. So it makes it more yellow, but it's still a little muted with the mud in there. Pastry kind of gobs out. And then I make this lower edge of this upper part of the pastry where that turns. So that's baked. Where the bun part is. Well, if you call it a bun or what. So I'm going to use again some of that mud plus my little bit of, well, mostly white and then mud plus ultramarine blue. I'm going to make a little pastry napkin here. Pastry doily, I guess is what you call it. It's going to kind of have a scallop, just a little edge here. And they've just used that then to place between the two so that they don't stick to each other. It's easy to lift that one off the top. Make this side bluer because it's in shadow. That cloth or napkin, just do that little edge. And then this is going to be a little bluer where it goes around here. Now, let's make this cut edge of the lower part of the pastry here. Now, comes the fun part. Let's put in that custard. I can't even imagine what this must take like. And I have to tell you, life is not fair. Definitely not fair. About 4 years ago, I discovered that I am gluten intolerant. And I absolutely love bread and pastries and all those kinds of goodies. And doing this painting has been torture. I mean, it's just, I look at these and I think, oh, I want to eat that. I absolutely want to eat that. Fortunately, I'm kind of to the point now where I can, it would have really been hard when I first had to start going gluten-free. At least now I can kind of watch people eating bread and all those pastries and stuff, and I don't just want to go grab it. Well, I do want to go grab it out of their hands, but it's easier to control that impulse. But anyway, I could eat the custard as long as there's no wheat in it. But I fill this then with our custard, so. We just really make it just filled. So that's the problem with most of the recipes she's found is they just don't fill them very much with the custard. Even restaurants and stuff that she's tried this tart at. She said, not the same. Not the same. So there we go. Let's let a little bit of this custard even kind of come out the side here. I also have this one to paint, but I'm not going to do that here. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea. So I wanted to show you how I'll do that one the very same as I did these others. Now this side of the custard now is darker because it's in shadow. But let's let this gob out a little bit. Just let it have a muffin top there. So there we go. There is our Tarte Tropezienne. Put a little dark, just a little shadow right here along the bottom. See a little bit of that edge. This is a bright brush. It's a square brush, and yet you can see how I can turn it sideways to make that fine line. Thank you so much for watching my YouTube videos, and visit my blog. The link is in the description below. The address is also on the final frame of my video. And in the blog, I show the entire step-by-step process of this painting as well as the others I do. So I've had a lot of people ask me, well, where's the first part of this? If you will go to my blog, you can go back through it and go back to the very beginning and watch the whole entire process. So you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thank you again.